ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Oshawa Curling Club. The 2025 edition of the WFG Canadian Junior Cup is coming up. And as we bring you inside the club sheet for our feature sheet, once again, time to meet the teams. Team Bédard out of the Ottawa Hunt Club and Club de Curling Noranda. Out of Quebec, lead Marc-Antoine Robert. Second, Wade O'Reilly. Third and vice, Nathan Baudouin-Gandron. And the skip is Adam Bédard. Alternate, Leo Pierre Desjardins and their coach, Patrick Bédard. For Tyler MacTavish out of the KW Granite Club, lead Nate Thomas. Second, Nathan Kim. The third, Owen Nichols. And the skip is Tyler MacTavish, coach Nathan Scott. And we bring you into the action. It was Team MacTavish winning the draw for Hammer by what looked like mere centimeters, I would say. Both teams slipping to the back 8 foot, but Team Bédard slipping just too far, so the lead, Marc-Antoine Robert, starts us off.
On est in! Top 8, top 4! Ouais, back 4! Ouais, back 4! Back 8!
We'd like to welcome everyone for tuning in to Draw 2 here. Of course, this morning featured our U18 division, and now myself and Tori Zemelink have all the action here as we look at Draw 1 of our U21 division. These teams, as you know, Tori, are playing for something really special, the chance to represent Canada in Switzerland, something you had the incredible opportunity to do a few years ago. Tell us a bit about what that's like, and you're coming into this event right after the holidays, so maybe you haven't been on the ice, but you're playing for something so big. What are these teams feeling right now?
At this point, first game, you just want to go out, make sure you're getting a read on the ice. You don't want to think too much about that prize yet. You know, normally the nerves are going to hit you in that final game. It's like, oh my gosh, I have the chance to win it. But the trip for me was a trip of a lifetime. Like, the Canadian Junior Cup Committee did such a great job planning it with Swiss curling, and I wish good luck to all these teams out here this week.
So the champions on both the U21 men's and women's side will get an all-expense paid trip to go compete in Switzerland, play in the Basel Cup, our sister event over there, and play for Canada, represent Canada, but also go a little bit early, get some sightseeing done, really just see a beautiful part of the world. And I think we're in for a fantastic matchup here in Game 1, Tori. Both these teams very experienced on the Quebec side. For both these teams, it's their first year together as a full team, but plenty of experience brought into it. Adam and Nathan have been playing together for 13 years on Team Bédard. They've been to 2 U20 nationals, a U18 national. 3 of them competed at college nationals in the past. And on the MacTavish side, lots of experience at U18 and U20 nationals. Already 14 nationals appearances between the 4 of them at this young age. That's quite incredible.
That's very incredible and very rare. It's not normal that you have a team with that many national appearances so young. At least in Ontario.
And as expected, we're seeing these teams go at it right here in the first end. Team Bédard threw one in the rings. Tyler, not scared, throws up the corner and is able to make the come-around chase on his second. So now Wade O'Reilly being asked to draw around to the button here.
Now this morning we did see our U18 women's teams get a little caught on some of the paths on this sheet. So I think it'll be interesting to see here how these U20 men are able to pick up on that and use it to their advantage.
And hopefully some of the teams are watching our broadcast this morning and got the chance to sort of see what the ice was doing. Of course, all the teams have had at least the opportunity to practice. Some teams didn't take it, but we had practices starting around 8 a.m. this morning and concluding during our first draw. Nathan Kim here, second-year mathematics student at Wilfrid Laurier University. He wrecks off the guard.
Yeah, I was saying
Probably
hack.
just a issue with the weight there.
Yeah.
They wanted hack, tick the guard. Probably would have been about back line, so nothing, not too far off, but little light down a fresh path to start the game is no surprise.
Now we did see this sheet get pretty quick in our morning game. We clocked it at what, 15, just over 15 seconds to T-line?
About 15 seconds was a small clean to the T-line. I think you could probably get away with even a 15 and a half down a good path with a full sweep. Wade O'Reilly urging his sweepers on there. He'll catch a piece and looks like it's just enough to remove it from play. So definitely not what he was looking for, but job done.
Yeah, job number one was get that rock out of the house, but at the U20 level, they get a little pickier with what they're allowed to do with their misses, so definitely not going to be super, super happy with the rollout on that.
Just forward. 12. 12-5. Hard. 12-5. Whoa. Yep. 12-5. Okay. Hard.
Really nice hit there by Nathan Kim.
Excellent. And, you know, I wasn't surprised to see Tyler opt to play the hit. I mean, with nothing down the middle, that rock back forefoot, not necessarily something you're worried about.
Good. Still light.
You might see some teams, when they're more comfortable with the ice, just decide to play the draw and try to set up a deuce. But with this being first game of the weekend, you're still trying to learn what the ice is doing. Not surprised to see them want to play the hit and roll. And excellent shot there made by Nathan Kim, forces Team Bédard into the run back.
Yeah.
Whoa, Wade. Okay, go Wade.
My fault.
Pretty good attempt there by Nathan, but just gets caught just a hair high of where they wanted to hit it.
We're going to see Team MacTavish decide to split the house here. Draw around that very wide corner yellow guard.
The rules of play for this event, the no-tick rule is in effect. We play 8 ends, followed by a draw to the button for the win if they are tied after 8 ends in the round robin. In the playoffs, there will be extras. No time clocks, but there is a quote-unquote time limit that's communicated to the teams. I believe it's 2 hours and 5 minutes from the start time of the game. You have to start the 8th end by that time, so that's plenty of time. Hopefully we don't see it come into play. We have seen it affect games in the past, but if everyone keeps up the pace, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. And as I look across the sheets here, first draw of our U21 division, all 8 sheets are in play. We will keep you updated on all the scores as we go, and maybe not talk about what it means in terms of the standings today as we're just starting, but as we continue on the weekend, we'll give everyone updates of how everything is looking. So an excellent draw there by Owen Nichols, welding that over on that rock.
It's hard to do.
Well, it's
less than 3 inches on the house.
yeah, it's aggressive, that's for sure. I mean, you have plenty of room to play with over there. I mean, locking it on the red is perfect, but you almost always throw that plate a little safe, make sure you give yourself a little extra room, but they executed it quite well.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Bien fait.
Nice hit and roll there by our
How'd the slide feel?
Quebec team.
No, like how
Shot
did your
rock,
board
just
slide
sitting back
feel?
8.
On parlera pas de la première. C'est vraiment une faute.
I think with Team MacTavish, with the hammer, we're just going to see
À
them
la fin,
continue to
je
trade
vais
hits
voir, je glisse même pas dessus. Fait que je l'ai méga pas
to
pris.
secure their deuce here in the first.
Mais on est capable de brosser beaucoup ici. Ah, c'est ça. Clean! Clear, clear! Sorry.
Quoi?
Ah, sorry about the wait. Okay. Well, nice.
Yeah, and this whole end being set up extremely well by Nathan Kim and that excellent hit and roll on his second stone really set them on the path for this easy deuce. I really don't think there's much Team Bédard can do other than just hit this open stone, and you're really just hoping maybe Tyler rolls out and you can get a force that way, but if that doesn't happen,
Wait, wait,
Non! On est fort! Martin!
wait,
Wait!
wait, yeah, yeah.
Wait!
This one's really curling on them.
did notice this morning that intern going away, especially as you get closer to center,
Non, le point,
does
c'est
have
bon.
that tendency to curl a little bit more than you expect it to.
We can go here if you want.
This is...
If we go here, then the corner freeze and probably take the 2 away. So I like playing open. Sure. Well, I think we go here.
Ça, c'est Jeff qui était lancé en shootout.
So Tyler MacTavish looking to just split the house on the other side this time.
They're not playing too aggressive. You know, those guards aren't really guarding too much of the rings, but there is a piece that they're covering. So you could play really aggressive, try to sink one on either side and go for your 3. Heard them saying that they were a little worried if you ever play the out turn, you happen to sink a little deep. That's the only way Bédard could have a freeze to get them out of trouble. So they want to keep this rock wide open, make sure that they have an open chance for 2 by the end. Tyler MacTavish, a first-year business student at Wilfrid Laurier University, looking to sit 2.
Line's good. Back 8. Yep. Keep going. You gotta go deep. Gotta go deep.
Sweeper's really on this one. Want to make sure it's deep in the ring so there's no possible double opportunity. Looks like they brought it pretty far. There might be a double, Tori, but I feel like you'd have to throw it really hard.
Yeah.
No, I just do that
First end,
sometimes.
early in the game.
When I think it's heavy,
I think you just play the shot you know you can make.
just slow on that path.
Playing a double that far apart
Dealt
in the
with a lot.
first
Dropped
end
my knee a
isn't
couple times.
the easiest shot in the world to play.
So nice and quick. Yeah. In the main spots, I think as the game
In
goes
a
on,
fresh path too.
I think when it gets at the start, it gets a little faster and straighter the whole game.
Yep, wait.
Wait. Yeah.
Whoa, whoa. Marco. On roule, on roule.
So giving it his best shot, tons of weight, but Hits it just a little bit too close to nose. Just rolls to the other side of the forefoot, and it'll be an open opportunity here for Team MacTavish to score there too early.
Pas vivant, ben bon. Ça, je disais, c'est un ça.
Bon. On prend deux, égalité. On joue 6 buts.
Hair less, Owen.
Clean. Yep, yep.
Tyler MacTavish with his final stone, looking for 2.
Whoa.
Yep.
Yep, yep.
Yep.
Clean. Clean.
Line caller likes it. Sweepers like it. He'll hit it on the nose and score an easy 2 points here to start the game. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, Team Bédard will try to strike back with the hammer, down 2-0.
I've stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise.
And when the pressure's on,
Every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance,
pushing limits.
Seizing victory.
When victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
it's a gold line. It's a gold line. It's a gold line.
And it's the choice of champions.
And welcome back as the teams are just finishing their meetings, getting prepared to play the second end here. Team MacTavish with a
Slip in deep's probably fine here.
seemed to be pretty easy deuce the whole way. However, set up by a fantastic hit and roll by Nathan Kim on his second shot. One missed run back by Team Bédard, a good freeze by Owen Nichols, and led to an easy deuce. Certainly nothing you want to worry too much about if you're Team Bédard. You try to get a deuce back here and keep yourself in contention for this one, but still plenty of game to play.
Yeah, absolutely. We are only in the second end. It's an 8-end game. Time permitting, it's an 8-end game. So, Team Bédard is going to look on finding a way to craft a deuce back.
Top 12.
Right off.
Top 8.
If it's in, make it top 4.
See, Tyler called the center guard there, but Sweeper's saying it's a little heavy, so choosing to bring it in, top of the forefoot.
It's there.
Okay.
It's a pretty good tolerance if you're Team MacTavish.
Really important here for both teams to have a good setup. We saw that a little bit in this morning's game. If one team's front end is playing so well and can kind of get themselves into good positions early, it can be really hard for the other team to sort of fight back from a deficit.
For sure, but these are two more experienced teams, so I think we're going to see a little bit of a different strategy and attack going towards the game and when in those deficits, when they start to feel that pressure.
Three.
See that directional sweeping there by Owen Nichols, trying to get that rock to curl. Just crosses center. Pretty good result. Good pair there by Nate Thomas to start for Team MacTavish.
I like this turn better from Team Bédard. It's a pretty tight hole to draw through, so I like taking the open side.
Well, yeah, and you want to make your shots as simple as possible when you can, especially early in the end. Yes, maybe the in turn is theoretically the better outcome if you make it. You're kind of angling things a little bit more towards your corner guard, but why make it way more difficult than it needs to be? It's an open freeze. Marc-Antoine Robert doing his best here to try and lock it on. Looks like it might just be a feather heavy though, and bounces off just a hair. So going to give the opportunity here to Nathan Kim to chase this yellow stone and roll behind the center.
You would think from right-handed hack that rock is probably just edge on edge with that guard, maybe a little bit of space, but Nathan Kim, left-handed curler, so he's probably got a couple inches of air here.
Definitely the better angle. This is the same spot on the sheet that he played those hit and rolls last end too, so should have a good idea.
That's another great shot by Nathan.
It would have gone that way then.
It's like Owen Nichols just saying he touched that guard during the sweep, but it seems like both skips were pretty content on where that rock was.
Ouais. 4-15, ça va être là et tout.
And it snaps back and dies.
Wade O'Reilly throwing the second stones for Team Bédard. Wants a freeze here, but looks to be quite heavy. And that was the miss we saw from teams a lot this morning, Tori. The ice is not lightning, but running quicker than most teams' clubs would be back home. So generally the miss we saw was a little bit wide, a little bit heavy. You can get really caught out there, especially on those touch shots like that.
Yeah, I think on just this ice in general, being light is definitely your tolerance. I think it's sweeper's ice with how far you can drag that rock. I was talking to a couple different teams before the game, and they were saying they were even getting 16s in practice into the 8-foot. So as sweepers, you can definitely do a lot.
So first draw of the game here for Nathan Kim. Wants to sink this on top of those other red stones.
This one looking like it's moving a little early though.
It's all there.
Still by the guard.
Little heavy, but they play it close to the guard, so
Good.
small bounce, but still ends up in a great spot. And I think if you're Team Bédard, you have to play the run back here, open things up.
Marco! 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 Whoa, whoa!
It's not exactly what they wanted to happen there on that shot. Didn't make contact with anything in the house, which you kind of needed to on that one.
And also moved that corner guard too far out to the wings, so that's not really something you're going to be able to use.
Nah.
Albeit it wasn't a great setup, so you're not really thinking deuce
right
if you're Team Bédard at that point anyways, but
I like the
you always have
guard,
that
but
hope in the back of your mind.
Like mostly covering this one. I don't know what he's saying.
I'm throwing the
Two.
Two. Yeah.
I think we'll see Team MacTavish just decide to replace that center guard.
We'll see this back and forth for a little bit, I think. MacTavish will continue to guard until Team Bédard is able to move something out of that 4-foot.
Line's good.
Easy.
Line's. Whoa, right off, right off.
of 2.
Looks like this one's going to slide a little deep, but sits just outside the rings.
Further than you think. I think they're sliding further than you think on a couple now.
Still a guard, so
Like
job done, but definitely didn't want it that tight to the rings that it makes this run back that much easier.
He was saying talk to Bob on yours, and I was yelling mine
Nathan and
only.
Owens there, you thought it was lighter than what it was.
Because you bumped on yours, so you would
So
have
second chance here on this run back. Want to get some reds moving. And wow,
That'll do it.
gets all 4 reds out of the rings, opens it up, and I believe we're probably heading for a blank now.
Out? Was it going to go out?
Looks like they're having a little bit of a conversation whether or not a rock would have went out, but with that weight and that line, I think it would have.
Yeah, just a fantastic shot there by Nathan. Really opens things up, and Team MacTavish with a 2-point lead is more than happy to waste an end here. So they'll rip the corner, and we're likely headed for a blank.
Why'd you stop? Definitely wasn't.
Oh, okay, maybe it was another sheet then.
I was sliding good and I didn't want to set it, and it just kind of stayed there. I didn't really, yeah. Sorry.
They just overslept the first one a hair.
Yeah. Well,
I think it was a bit heavy.
Nate's got to judge like 4 feet less than what he thinks.
I know, I told him.
He was saying like top 12 on Nathan's, and I was trying to say.
I know, I already told him. But in general,
I was still heavy there.
Yeah. Like, because you and Nathan both threw the max.
I think both teams are going to be pretty happy here with the blank Tory, especially, I mean, Team Bédard in a lot of trouble there halfway through the end, so they're happy to just escape, and with a 2-point lead, Tyler MacTavish is likely happy to just hold that as long as he can.
Try to roll out, though.
Yeah, it wasn't the best setup for Team Bédard, so I think they're going to be, very happy, as you said, Matt, with this. And if you're Team MacTavish, I think you might be a little frustrated with how that end went, considering the initial setup by Nate and Nathan. But no complaints with the blank end.
And this Team MacTavish especially really looking forward to this event. Runner-ups at this event last year to Jordan McDonald's squad out of Manitoba. So they'd love to get back to that final and take one more step up the podium to represent Canada.
Pretty wide.
Pretty good throw.
Really?
Hair wide on the slide.
That was very wide when I dumped it. I mean, I guess not that wide. I didn't dump it that hard.
No, it wasn't that bad. It was just a hair wide on the slide with a little straight through, and it just kind of hung.
Oh, I tried to dump it. Made the shot, though.
Huh?
I made the shot, at least. I thought we were flash, though, man.
There's some pretty decent curl to the wing.
Yeah. Still peel.
Sure. Middle rock.
That one's going to stop just
Yeah.
behind the tee line,
What turn?
but not a bad spot.
Something to keep in mind here too, especially if you're Team MacTavish, you didn't really have an option because there were guards up and you walked up and peeled them. But sometimes those free draw opportunities for a team can really help them get their feet underneath them going forward. So a great shot there by Adam Bédard, the draw to the wings. That's something that he's going to plant in the back of his mind for later if he ever needs to play it.
Whoa!
Curl. Curl.
Curl!
This one falling out a little bit on Tyler, but still making contact.
Bit surprised by the weight choice there. I mean, I know it's a spot you don't know, but by the second end, most of the spots would have been worked in. I thought they would have brought the weight down, taken a bit of a better go at trying to keep that shot rock around.
Yeah. That's just a set.
By rolling
That was
out,
just a
you're
set.
giving
The
Team
slide was
Bédard
okay.
a free opportunity
Yeah.
to just blank
Well,
the end and letting them
The
just
set, I
throw
think,
theirs
is good on
away.
good ice. Like,
on
our
a
And
different
learn a spot
path.
too, right? Like they
not
don't have to
straight
whip
ice.
this one anymore.
Like
they
that
can
just fell the whole
throw some
time.
sort
Like,
of
I think
controlled
just got
hit
any
weight.
outward
He's
motion.
choosing to throw this off the line, learn a new spot in the sheet that he might have to
All right,
throw
let's set up
later.
like that again. I'll be extra light on mine.
So the final rock comes down and will go through the rings for
Let's do it again.
Team Bédard. They will blank the second end, and MacTavish will hold on to a 2-point lead when we come back after this.
Peace of mind, the life you want, and financial independence. At World Financial Group, we believe your path to any of these goals is paved by financial knowledge. That's why our agents spend every day empowering individuals and families of all backgrounds with the knowledge to create the life they want. No matter your financial goals, WFG can help you own your future. Visit worldfinancialgroup.com to learn more.
I got the weight here.
Yep.
Yep.
And we pick up here, starting off our third end of play. Nate Thomas, the lead for Team MacTavish, a second-year apprentice electrician out of Georgia College. So 2 ends in the books, Tori. We've surprisingly maybe seen a little bit of willingness to go for it and have some aggressive play, but I think we're kind of getting to the point now where they're a little bit more comfortable with the ice. They've worked it in. They have a little bit of an idea about a couple spots. Might see a few more rocks in play going forward here.
Yeah, I think so. Both teams have had several opportunities to draw and get their draw weight down, and of course their hits have been pretty precise the whole game. Couple missed run backs here or there, but nothing too crazy.
So, Tori, let's talk a little bit more about what these teams are playing for. We mentioned the chance to go to Switzerland, represent your country. This has been something that has been a mainstay of this event for, well, ever since pretty much its inception, minus maybe, I think there was a span about 10 years or so where that trip wasn't available, but something that has sort of been ingrained since 1980 as a fantastic opportunity. We've heard from previous winners in previous years. You yourself being a previous winner of this event in 2023 and going on that trip, what was it like? Did it, you know, it's not a world championship per se, but you're still going to an international competition, wearing a maple leaf, representing, you know, your country on that kind of trip. What was that like?
I mean, it was such a surreal experience going over there, because you don't start with just the curling. You go over and you spend 4 or 5 days just exploring and seeing different cultures within their communities over there in Switzerland and getting to see different towns. So that aspect all on its own is so eye-awakening. And it's just such an incredible opportunity. Then you get to curling, and you know, you're the only Canadian team there, you're the only non-Swiss team there, because of course the exchange program that they have. So Swiss teams play in their Swiss Cup to come here, and our winners here go over there. So you're not seeing people from a whole bunch of different countries, so it might not feel like you're representing your country, but you still are. We're still from Canada. You want to showcase what Canadian curlers are like, and that we're good at curling and we're competitive at curling, but we're also fun competitors to play against. And just the teams that you'll play against will have so much fun playing against you because you're the Canadian team.
Well, I think it also just does a number in terms of experience and like just learning what it's like to have to travel somewhere and play. You know, playing in Italy and a world championship in my past, it is a different experience. Like, you know, there's big time changes, what it's like to have to take a couple flights to get take an 8-hour flight to get somewhere just to eventually play curling, and it's a lot. It does a number on your body. You have to learn about how you react to those kinds of stressful experiences. So even from that perspective, it's an amazing experience for whoever wins this week to be able to see what that's like, feel what that's like, and hopefully they get the opportunity to do something like that amazing at some point further down the line.
I think that's why partly they put the curling near the end of the trip, so you can take those first few days and just adjust and get your body shifted into that different time zone. Because for the first bit, you're just running off of pure adrenaline and excitement.
So we see the setup here for both teams. Pretty great setup for Team Bédard so far with that one buried top of the button. Now they're taking an opportunity to try and get a second one behind the corner. Looks like ended up just about edge on edge with the guard. So I don't think there's going to be a double here for Team MacTavish. But they may have the opportunity to hit and roll somewhere interesting.
Yeah, we see Tyler contemplating a little bit, but choosing to freeze on the one on the forefoot. This doesn't look like the easiest draw, although there is some room. With that red rock being so tight to the house.
This is a really aggressive call with a 2-point lead. I thought they might walk over and hit that open Yellowstone, try to roll maybe somewhere to the forefoot. I know yellow is shot stone, but there's a few places you could roll that would really cut down the scoring area for two. This freeze, of course, if it's made, would be excellent.
It's looking very good. Nathan Kim just curling on another level today. I don't think we've seen him miss one yet.
Some fantastic shots for sure. Great freeze there.
I think it just curls more on that side. Yeah, that was too much set. It just curls.
Great shot, bud.
Because we see.
So your Team Bédard,
Oh, so much pain.
you do still have the forefoot available to you. So they're electing to play the wide draw around that very high yellow guard. So doesn't look the prettiest.
No, certainly not. You do have to be a little careful too. That hole is a little bit tighter than it looks like on the camera, and sitting right behind the hack on the sheet, and it's not the easiest to get through that hole and chase something if they happen to get to the forefoot here, but it is makeable.
Yes.
So if you end up placing this yellow in a spot where there's an easy double, for sure Team MacTavish is going to take it on.
Surprised we didn't see them on this one try and wick off that side yellow.
It certainly looked like they knew it was a little heavy.
Yeah, the sweepers backed off pretty early past the hog line. This is when I wish I took French in school. Could understand a little bit more of it.
On aurait dû rester droit tout le long pour faire le tick sur la jaune là-bas. Proche pour qu'on tique la jaune. Ouais, c'est ça, t'aurais dû brosser tout le long. C'est ça que je disais. De trop encore, j'étais quoi?
And of course, we promised we'd keep you updated on all the other sheets as we watch play here on the fourth. Over on sheet 1, we do have Benning and Shirk in a 2-2 tie. These are all U20 men's games in this draw. Sheet 2, Team Radia against our team from Switzerland that is here. The Swiss hold a 2-1 lead with the hammer in the third. Sheet 3, Fisher with what looked like a chance for 6 in that last end. When I peeked over, they decided to play the draw for 4. Missed it, but they do end up putting a 3 on the board. They hold a 3-1 lead after 2 over Team Beemans. Moving over to sheet 5, Gandon and Winters in a 1-1 tie. Sheet 6, it was a steal of 4, I believe, followed by a steal of 1 that's led to a 5-0 lead for Team McDougall over Team Lanoy. They're playing in the third. Sheet 7, Team Newport with a 2-0 lead over Shell. And sheet 8, Team Fananor with what looks like a 2-1 lead over Team Shiozaki. All those games in the third end of play. You can follow along on the scores at CanadianJuniorCup.ca, as well as follow our second feed. We are also streaming sheet 6. So if one of your teams is playing over there, you can go watch that sheet at any time without commentary or microphones, or you can stay with us here and get the full experience. This shot by Team Bédard, pretty good outcome actually. Rolls into the rings. It's another stone that Team MacTavish is going to have to deal with. Also exposes that red combination down the middle. So there is a double on those red stones available for Team Bédard should they choose to play it.
See Tyler looking at a couple different combos, but Owen Nichols is gonna make his way down just to get a better understanding of what Tyler is wanting.
I feel like you can get away with a guard here, Tori. I know there's a bunch of yellows in there that might worry you a little bit, but everything is angled onto that yellow shot stone on the button, so there's really no easy way I see for Team Bédard to get rid of those red stones in a way that doesn't also hurt themselves if you just guard that space in between them.
Rather than this.
Okay, I like that.
Definitely want to lose this one.
Yeah, I think so.
Firm or normal?
I was thinking like min-normal.
I think firm.
Sure.
8-5-9.
Okay.
So it sounds like they're maybe going to try and cash in on their advantage a little earlier than I expected here.
Just firm.
Try to play this double now. Yellow onto
like,
the
there's
red stone
lots of
top
tolerance.
8 foot, onto the
Hit
yellow
roll,
rock on the button
nose
and lose
double,
both yellows.
High nose double.
The hit roll is called plan A.
The plan A is to make the yellow, red, yellow double.
Okay.
Plan B is either hit roll or the nose double. Just 8-5 here.
Those are very different shots that they just said were plan A and plan B.
Yeah.
I mean, the first shot, the yellow, red, yellow, that's probably, you're trying to hit what, a thick half? Maybe you can get away with 2/3. Of course, yes, the miss is always tight, but hitting and rolling in would be quite tight of what they want.
This looks like a very tight throw. Gonna make something else out of it.
Well, they made 2 yellows go away, but definitely not what they were looking for. The call was tight right out of the hand.
Sorry.
So I'm not sure if he maybe just got that one started or didn't quite get out to the broom, but that's quite a big miss for players at this level.
I don't know what I was thinking there. There was just no set behind my eyes there.
Yeah, you slid like I said, like 2 feet tight.
Yeah.
Like, he's gonna set it.
Yeah, we can hear the players talking. It just slid right tight of the broom.
Yeah, and that can be a tricky one, especially when you know in your mind that the pro side misses tight. So you think, okay, maybe I'm sliding a little tight. I don't necessarily have to set it out that much, but definitely would have liked to take a better go at that shot.
Go! Yeah! Yeah!
Team Bédard looking at the double here.
Wait!
Maybe just overswept it a hair. Keeps that red around, but still a good outcome for Team Bédard. That red sticking around probably takes away a decent chance at a blank this end, but certainly still exposes a path around those guards, or maybe leaves you a tap for later, and you can try to score your 2 that way.
Then I'm freezing. Like, if we give him 2, it's not a big deal.
Okay.
We're still in a winning position.
Yeah.
I think we go 3/4 to half. Either way, it's
Yeah.
not any berry.
Yeah.
Even if he tucks a
I
piece,
like
it's not
that.
gonna
Yeah.
happen. Nice board here.
Sure.
The
Yeah.
houses are very lively.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, your first one rolled a lot.
And you can hear the discussion there. Really good discussion between Owen and Tyler. Not only on what speed they want, where they want to hit the rock, but even just letting Owen know exactly how lively the houses are. And by what they mean by that is just, you know, sometimes you hit a half rock and the rocks just seem to die, maybe roll a foot and stop. Sometimes they just don't want to stop in the rings and they roll a long way. So really good communication, talking about those little aspects that are going to need to be known to make the shot. Tyler MacTavish with his first here in the third end. Chance to sit 2.
Whoa!
Curl!
Curl!
Whoa!
Whoa! Yep. Okay, good.
So getting a little roll over. Not buried, but not in a bad spot. Cuts off the draw path behind their yellow.
So close.
I think it just about, it might be in the perfect spot. I think it just about went far enough.
Yeah, it's not far.
There is a little bit of space, but I don't see a lot of room for Team Bédard to roll underneath. They could probably roll, I don't know, what do you think, half buried at most?
From where I'm sitting, there's no roll under, so
Yeah.
it's a very hard shot.
C'est qu'elle, elle n'oserait pareil.
Even if Team Bédard decides to throw the draw around it, it's a 3-foot run back, which is something that we see made quite frequently in the U20 level.
Yeah, I think if you really wanted to go for 2 here, probably your only
Pense
shots
pas quelqu'un dise, on
are
peut y
either
aller
to
de même.
straight tap the yellow, which depending on where you tap it might leave the red run back for Tyler, or to play the yellow run back with some sort of light weight onto the red to try and roll everything over behind the corners.
Comme ça. 4.
Wait!
Adam Bédard with his first here with the hammer in the third.
Go! Yeah! Yep! Yep! Roule! Roule.
Not quite getting the roll underneath, so open hit here for Tyler.
Pretty well the same shot he just played.
Yeah, I would love to just, hit it a little bit thinner, roll another rock or 2, get underneath. Although with where they are, you shouldn't be too worried about a draw to the 8-foot at this level. But with a nose hit, I don't think Team Bédard would be able to hit it. So they would be forced to a cold draw to the 8-foot for their single.
hear Tyler saying curl right out of his hands. Great shot by Tyler. Great team shot there by the sweepers, and Owen Nichols in the house too.
So great outcome, rolls to the side of the forefoot. And now Adam Bédard's going to be forced to a clean draw to the forefoot for his single point, needing full four.
La ligne est belle! Yeah! Vous amenez ça!
Sweepers working this one, need to get it there, need full four for his single point. Looks like they're carrying it pretty well. Is it going to be enough? Yes, it is. What a great sweep there.
Hey, thank your sweepers on that one.
Absolutely. Probably owe them something later, but for now it is a great sweep for a single point to get them on the board. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, Team MacTavish holds a 1-point lead and the hammer going.
Hey, Stu Sells Teams followers. I'm at my brand new listing here at 6C Indian Grove, and I'm so blown away I have fallen over, and I can't take my eyes off this gorgeous original molded ceiling that is absolutely stunning. We are bringing this 1911 Grand Estate to market, and it is going to blow your mind. Let me get up and show you what I'm talking about. Look at this woodwork. When they did the renos, they actually took all this wood down, they sent it to Montreal, had it professionally refinished and stained, and they reinstalled it. Like, it is absolutely breathtaking. The pocket doors, the lead glass French doors, it's so unique, this home. It is a grand old estate. The top third floor is a beautiful prime retreat with big closets, its own bathroom, soaker tub, walk out to a balcony. You go to the second floor, 3 large bedrooms, wraparound office, floor to ceiling windows, gorgeous view. And then this is like entertaining central. Actually, the Oscar-winning film JFK was filmed in this living room. It's had multiple movies, commercials, and then the dining room is so grand, and the parlor, and oh my God, there's so much to tell you about this amazing home. You gotta come and see it. And you know the extra bonus? Corner lot, laneway housing potential, single car garage, and a full separate legal 1-bedroom apartment in the basement you can rent out. So look, we're right in the heart of Ronse's High Park. You can walk to the park, it's just down the road. Great shops, great cafes. It's such a beautiful, stately home that you have to come look at it. So go to stusells.ca, see all the photos, the videos, the virtual tour, and give me Stu a call for a personal tour.
As we pick up action once again here at the start of the 4th end after a single point on an excellent sweep by Team Bédard's front end to get that rock to the forefoot, score their single, get themselves on the board. We come here on Marc-Antoine's second stone. 2 center guards go up for Team Bédard, a corner goes up for Team MacTavish, and this is always an interesting one to see. When the team without the hammer throws the 2 centers, team with the hammer throws the corner, what do? Do you go around the corner or go around the center? I think both are options. It really depends on where that corner guard is and the exact setup of the guards. They've decided to go around the corner here, which can always cause you some problems too, because Team Bédard's going to draw around that center and have a rock buried around two excellent guards.
Sweeper's going hard for line and weight on this one. Doesn't look like it's going to get by that corner guard.
Yeah, I could just see a little bit of a soft release from Nate Thomas on that one. Kind of not getting that little bit of an outward motion as he let go that they want to see. So it just started to curl earlier than they would have liked. Now Team Bédard choosing to draw around these staggered center guards. Choosing the intern, which is a little bit of a surprise, I guess. I think there's enough curl. You could probably get to bite a piece of the button, but probably just a spot that they know a little bit better, maybe.
Maybe. Outturn still looks easier, and that would be my preference, but they know the spot, it seems like. They're confident in it. He asked Wade what turn he would prefer, and Wade said the intern. So, thrower's choice on that one.
Still early in the end, too, and you know Team MacTavish is probably going to walk up and peel the guards anyways, so.
This looking really good.
Fantastic result there by Wade O'Reilly, drawing that right to the side of the button. Tyler MacTavish is going to want to get some of these guards moving, and soon.
C'est quoi?
20-25.
20-25? Bien, commencez. Bien jugé aussi.
Whoa, whoa.
And just the single. So Team Bédard going to choose to really put the pressure on and put one top 8.
I think he threw it well.
I don't even hate going top 4 on this one.
No, it's such a great setup. It's especially we've seen the ice like there's enough curl, but it's not swinging like crazy. So you could go, I think, right onto this yellow stone if you needed to.
Make a good one here.
Still would really put the pressure on. Of course, I think what's important here is to get this rock buried, whether it's top 8 or top 4. Don't leave it just on the nose of the yellow where there's a piece exposed. They might be able to blast it and give themselves some room. Try to get this thing buried. Tyler's going to walk up and peel the guards, and then you're trying to lock it all down for the rest of the end.
This is not a good sign that you want to see from your skip. His arm out, considering that the rock is running very wide.
I think this lets us do the PLA.
And a little heavy too, so it's just not going to get back there.
So got to curl it to tuck a little piece. Still sitting 2.
Yeah, honestly, not the worst plan B option I've seen.
It's not putting the same pressure on as if that rock had stopped top 4.
This is an aggressive call here by Tyler MacTavish, deciding to play on the shot stone. I thought we might see them walk up and try to take another crack at getting rid of a couple of those guards.
T-line! Back 4!
Or maybe even some kind of tick shot on the tight guard, but they've decided to make a play on the shot stone while they have the opportunity here.
Yeah, it looks like Tyler's changed gears to play towards the middle.
Got great line, weight's good.
Good. So yellow's still shot rock, but that red in a very usable and advantageous spot for Tyler.
That's a great angle too. Not quite getting to nose, staying a little bit on the high side, so there's really no way for Bédard to remove that red stone without also taking out one or both of their own. So their hand is forced. They're just going to block things up, toss up the guard, and Team MacTavish will have to dig themselves out.
He's looking like a pretty good guard. But
Light's okay.
that outturn side still very, very open for
Speed's probably still close.
Team
here.
MacTavish to put a good one on the button.
He said light's okay.
If they can sit biting top button, that would be pretty ideal.
Yeah,
I
but
think.
if they're not top button, it's not going to be good at all. Certainly a call of confidence here. I really do. Don't get me wrong. I don't necessarily think they're wrong calls. I certainly love seeing the aggressive play, but you always have to keep in mind what you're risking. And if this isn't made, Sweeper's holding it very well, though, as it gets by first guard and the second. And that just touches off the top red and spins to, looks like just off the pinhole, or still covering the pinhole, but on the backside. But huge opportunity here for Team Bédard. And I mean, don't get me wrong, Owen Nichols was, what, maybe a couple inches off on that shot, but it just leaves such an opportunity here for Team Bédard. If they can come down to this red stone, unlock it a hair, or just lock it right on the red, it's everything you could hope for.
Yeah, that would be almost a guaranteed steal this late in the game. And it takes so many shots to get rid of that rock.
Well, we'll see where this ends up going first. Looks maybe a little bit heavy.
It's running a lot wider than Team MacTavish's rock, but not by half a rock.
And just heavy. So now the aggressive play pays off for Team MacTavish. They're going to have the opportunity to get one right underneath here and sit 3.
This is a shot you want to play with pretty soft weight. You don't need to throw it hard.
The less you can throw, the better. You really don't even need to get rid of that yellow stone. Bump it somewhere to the back 8, roll in to the top button.
Create a wall of backing so your rocks have something to jam on later. A lot of opportunity here with this shot. Nate Thomas trying to make this one curl.
It's tracking quite wide.
Certainly not ideal with that.
No. And I think just overthrown. Kind of like, I didn't hear exactly what the weight call was. They were definitely working to curl it early, though. I think you could have taken quite a bit of weight off of that stone to try and ensure that you had the opportunity to get to the inside.
Yeah, I saw Tyler motion to his hip, so likely a board weight call on that, but
I was thinking even something like hack, back line, or just through kind of thing would have been perfect. Especially on that spot in the sheet. Now, you can't fault them. It's their first game on the ice. We've had the benefit of seeing an entire game before this, but that spot was causing some issues for the earlier teams as well. Just that little bit extra weight, and it just seems to trap.
yeah, I think we're going to see the same thing here on this one.
Marco! Marco!
That one really not close either.
But both teams giving each other several opportunities to put each other in trouble, but no one seeming to really capitalize on those chances.
But now another chance here for Team MacTavish. If he can sink one right to the top button, would likely guarantee you a multiple score, if not a few more as a bonus.
So I think I heard Tyler and Owen discuss they want it just top button, even with their one on the side of the forefoot there, above the tee line. You put it there. I don't really know what Team Bédard can do.
Either some kind of long run back or some kind of freeze maybe to keep them to 2, depending on exactly where it is. But a big chance here in the 4th end for Team MacTavish, looking to sink a draw to the top of the button.
Line's good. Room.
Nathan Kim sweeping on the inside.
Line's good. Line's good.
Nathan Thomas on the out.
Yes. Straight.
This one just looking a little light.
Okay.
Yeah, great throw overall there. Really just the weight. Line ended up exactly where they wanted to. And
Just don't switch the curl until you hear the curl.
now a 3rd, 4th, or 5th opportunity this end for one team to take it all away from the other. We'll see if Adam Bédard has his draw weight and can put one right on the lid.
It did curl a lot though.
Bite the button to be shot stone.
C'est bon, set!
Whoa. C'est wait, sir.
7, 8!
Wade O'Reilly on the left, Marc Antoine on the right. Seem to like the line.
Wait.
Now they've got to drag it right to the button, but they slip. Wade O'Reilly makes contact with the stone and moves it out of the way. It's a big, unfortunate outcome there for Team Bédard. They're going to have to figure out what to do with the stones. Looks like
They're just going to put it back and remove the burned rock.
because that burn happened after the hog line, Team MacTavish has the option of removing it or putting things where they thought would have happened, or just putting everything back to where it was. Looks like they've gone with option number 3 here, and it's going to be an open draw to the forefoot. That's really unfortunate. That looked like it had a really good chance with that shot. The line was perfect. Looked like they weren't too far off on the weight either.
C'est beau. J'avais fait la même chose à toi.
Yeah, I'm sure Wade's probably kicking himself a little bit on that one, but still lots of game to go. And you don't need to keep pounding on that in your brain. You can kind of park it and move on.
Well, for sure. It's always good to just, you don't want to ignore it. Like, you can acknowledge it to yourself, be upset about it, but at the end of the day, after this shot, you're going to have to turn around and start playing the 5th. So find a way to get it past you. But a chance here now for Tyler MacTavish. The draw for 3, they're cleaning it in. Line looks pretty good. Might touch off that stone at the back of the button, and it will stops back button it. So it is 3 points for Tyler MacTavish, and they will take a 5-1 lead. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to come back for the back half.
Hey, curling fans, I'm standing here in front of Sheet Stew here at the High Park Club, and I just want to let you know that I'm so excited to sponsor the sport of curling, to help curling out. So you can go to stewcurls.com, see all my events, see the Stew Sell series, but you know what? I also sell real estate as well. So you need to buy a house, list a house, condo, rental, business. Look, give me Stu a call.
And we're back picking up play as we get ready to start the second half of this matchup. Tyler MacTavish, after a big 3 in that end, holds on to a 5-1 lead. But you really have to feel for Team Bédard there in that one. Had the opportunity to take everything away, and just an unfortunate outcome as Wade O'Reilly looked like they were just trying to switch between sweeping for straight and sweeping for curl. Their brooms got caught up. Wade O'Reilly slips and burns that last stone right at the end, and I don't really think there's anything that like to say about it. It's just an unfortunate outcome, and you just have to get it past you. But as a player, maybe you haven't been in an exact situation, but I'm sure there's been time where, you know, a burn or a pick or something that's maybe not entirely outside of your or inside your control, like, really hurts you in a big situation like that. How do you get past it?
Oh, I don't even know, Matt. It's only happened to me a couple times, but I think you acknowledge it. You can talk about it briefly if you need to, but there's not much you can do after that happens. So I think the easiest thing to do is just find a way to park it and then continue playing the game, because there's still a whole lot of game left.
And I think if you're Team MacTavish, yes, of course you had got the 3 there, so everything worked out in your favor. I think maybe be a little bit more cognizant of the style of play and what it led to. They had the opportunity earlier in that end. They could have walked up, peeled some guards, opened it up for themselves. But we really saw it especially in the latter half of that end, traded opportunities back and forth. So understand that if you're going to go for those really aggressive calls, if you're not executing them perfectly, you're going to give chances to your opponent, as we saw. Now, in this case, Team Bédard wasn't able to execute and punish them for it. And I'm not necessarily saying that the calls they made were incorrect. They were just aggressive, but understand that the risks that you're taking on, especially when you're already up 1 with the hammer in complete control of the game. Although I would suspect we're probably going to see a little bit more defensive play in the second half here for Tyler.
Oui. Hey!
2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 2.
Sweeper's working hard to drag this rock.
And of course, as we finish the first half of all of our matchups, we want to keep you updated on everything else happening across the sheets. As we look over to sheet 1, Team Shirk holding on to a 4-2 lead after giving up a deuce in the first. They've taken 2, and 2 consecutive steals gives them the lead in that one. Our team coming in from Switzerland holds a 3-1 lead over Team, 3-2 lead, sorry, over Team Radias. I just take another look over there. On sheet 3, it is a close one. Traded threes back and forth through the second and third ends, followed by a force for Team Fisher. So Team Beemans holds the hammer in a 4-4 game there. Of course, our feature, a 5-1 lead for Team MacTavish. Over on sheet 5, it is Team Winters with a 5-1 lead after a big steal of 3 in the fourth end to give them that one. Sheet 6, after coming out to a big 6-0 lead after 3 ends, Team Illinois comes back with a deuce of their own in the fourth to make that 6-2 affair. Over on sheet 7, it is after a blank in the fourth, Team Newport holds the lead 3-0. And over on sheet A, big 3 points for Team Shiozaki gives them a 4-3 lead. Looks like the score just went up there in the fourth, so 3 points for Shiozaki gives them a 4-3 lead going into the second half of that one. And as we look at the setup here, You're pretty happy, I think, if you're Team MacTavish with those 2 stones in the top of the 4-foot guarded. Not a great angle for Team Bédard, so it looks like they're going to try the corner freeze on the yellow stone. I like the call. The entire left side of the sheet. Normally with a 4-point lead, you might walk up and double peel the corners, but with the entire left side of the sheet sort of taken away at this moment, I do like this call. Really keep in mind, though, that the pro miss here is always going to be light.
Team MacTavish has such a good setup on the 4-foot. So you don't really want to mess with that.
You'd hate to bounce off and give Team Bédard a double or an in-off or something like that. So even if it ends up being a tight guard, that'll be more than enough. It looks like it will come up a hair light, but that's a fantastic shot there by Nathan Kim, who's been playing extremely well in this game. Come up with some really, really clutch hit and roll in the first, followed by great freezes in the 3rd and 4th. That shot here, he's really shown up to play today. Nathan Kim himself, a U Sports champion from last year with the Wilfrid Laurier Golden Hawks. So national champion and now looking for the opportunity to represent Canada at an international event.
Yeah, last year was the off year for U Sports, so there wasn't a maple leaf on the line. So I'm sure he'd feel pretty happy putting one of those on.
I'm sure they'll be looking forward to hopefully getting another chance at a U Sports banner for Laurier. Fantastic curling program over the years.
You sound a little biased there, Matt.
Absolutely. I think we both should be. You played there too.
Currently still play there.
I'm unfortunately a little bit older, graduated about 4 years ago, but I still have a year of eligibility. You never know. You're never too old to go back and give it another shot.
I thought the age limit was 25.
Don't worry about that. So Owen Nichols peels out that yellow stone, and we end up with the same setup here. I like the thought by Team Bédard to try and get an angle going on that last one, but you really got to get some rocks moving here soon if you want the chance to score in this end.
I need something.
Kept that around there, so they did that.
I like, didn't really fall that way.
Looks like, are they maybe playing some sort of angle run back here, Tori? Try to run it onto that yellow stone?
I want to say yes. I believe the outside rock is what they're running back.
Looks like the angle works if you plant it on that yellow stone top 8 foot. Yellow, yellow, red, red, and get those red stones. Not sure if that middle red might jam in there, but it should at least spin out somewhere into the open.
Marco!
Looks like it has a chance. He's hitting it on the high side. Will make contact with that second yellow stone, but just clips it out into the open and leaves all the red rocks buried down the middle. Definitely not the outcome they were hoping for there, but so close to perfect.
Saw Tyler MacTavish motion to hit and roll in. I would be partial to the roll out.
I think with that angle, there's no way. I think the only way that works is if you throw hack or board and try to roll, really hit it thin and roll underneath both reds. Any sort of bigger weight, you're only just going to roll into the side of your shot stone and maybe give them a chance to get a couple reds out. I agree with you. I think you draw right onto the reds. That's the aggressive call, but I think I would have just walked up and just ripped this yellow before you even think about it.
Yeah, with a 4-point spread, you don't need to mess with anything in the middle. Those are very hard rocks to remove right now for Team Bédard. So I think you're just looking to remove a way in for them, because right now that rock is the only way that they can get in. So that's exactly what we'll see from Owen Nichols.
And you see right now there's just really no option here for Team Bédard. Yeah, you either play some sort of double run back down the middle, try to get things moving. You could try running in one of those yellows, but I mean, if you ever don't make that, there's still plenty of game to play, but it feels like handshakes are probably coming up pretty quick.
Just kind of doing bad habits right now because it's just... Set!
Big weight here, trying to get some reds moving, but is just going to run it by everything. Opens up the middle. And I think I'd like to see another guard here by Tyler. Maybe you play something in on your last if you want to really try to go for something big, but I think a guard is going to be more than enough at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. You already have tons of pressure on Team Bédard. I think trying to make any play in the rings is only going to make their lives easier.
One. Heavy, heavy.
Line's good. Room.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Tyler trying to let them know he thought it was a little heavy out of his hand. So we'll try to get a little bit of extra curl to get it over to the center.
Hard, hard, hard.
Looks like that'll do the job, though.
That's a pretty good result. Maybe a touch deeper than he would have liked it, but with the setup right now, you don't need to go too crazy for it.
If they make it, we're kind of cooked.
So Team Bédard looking at this angle runner. Is this one shot too soon, Tori? I thought they might take another chance at maybe a runner down the middle or opening things up for themselves. Maybe you're just in so much trouble here that you just kind of have to move something in the forefeit. Certainly not wrong.
I mean, they have both turns at it. I think if we see them even just straight peel on this side, you're going to see Tyler throw a guard or something or draw another one in on the out turn side, so they'll have an opportunity to do it again on the in turn.
Wade!
This one wide out of the hand. Just going to clip that yellow over into the red stone. Leaves everything blocked up down the middle, and if you're Tyler MacTavish,
j'ai glissé vraiment in, j'ai essayé de la corriger, je
Draw another one in there.
there's no shortage of choice really here. You play the wide out turn draw. You could play the tap if you wanted to. I mean, that's the only way. If you have a small miss, you could open it up for your opponent, but if you tap it on the nose, it's probably the best outcome. I think I'd like to see him sink an out turn draw here, even if it's to sort of the back forefeit.
rolling out.
Yeah, lots of room with this shot on where to put your rock.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to be top 8, top 12.
Line's good. Room.
Out wide, always curl.
Really wide.
Knife it.
Really got to curl. Okay, go back here.
Put it
then.
back, 8.
Hard, hard, back.
This one, I think, maybe just getting a little wide out of the hand for Tyler, and they're
Hard, 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 hard.
trying to work it to a good spot now. Looks like they've carried it to,
Maybe
I
just
don't
above
know.
the tee line.
yeah, is it deep enough though, Tori? Have they left an in off?
Looks like they have.
That's a pretty big miss though. That's almost
Yeah.
2
Big
rocks,
set.
2 full rocks wider than they wanted that.
I don't know.
I'd be
like, it just kinda,
surprised
like,
if
floated
Tyler
the
was
whole
that
way. I
wide
didn't
out
look
of the
like it
hand.
came
Maybe they got a
through.
little fooled by a path or an early sweep.
I kept saying go back then, and then they just stopped.
I thought it was a max set, but I didn't think it was like.
I didn't think it was
Yeah,
crazy.
big opportunity here for Team Bédard to
I think so.
put another one on the board.
Yeah, in an end that looked like they were almost surely giving up a multiple steal. This would be a big swing. In off chance for one. But wide out of the hand. Rex on the guard, and it's a steal of 3 for Team MacTavish here in the 5th end. It'll give them an 8-1 lead, or call it an 8-1 victory, as Team Bédard decides to concede. They will shake hands. It is a 1-0 start for Team MacTavish here at the 2025 Canadian Junior Cup. This will pull an end to our broadcast as they shake hands, but a reminder, we are broadcasting a second game over on sheet 6 without commentary. You can jump over there and catch the action for the rest of that one, or follow the line scores for all the other games at CanadianJuniorCup.ca. From myself and Tori Zemelink, we'd like to thank everybody who tuned in this evening. Next game will kick off at 8 p.m. Eastern Time tonight.